India Management Association, we extend a very warm and hearty welcome to you all to the National Leadership Conclave from Agenda to Action, Meeting New Expectations. May I request you all to please kindly take your seats, and please do remember to either switch off that cell phone or put it on silent mode. We're going to start this morning's proceedings in a few moments from now. Please bear with us. Once again, I welcome you all to AIMA's inaugural National Leadership Conclave, which aims to become a milestone in the organization's journey thus far. Please bear with us. A very good morning and a very warm welcome. For those of you who have just joined us, once again, a warm welcome to you all to the National Leadership Conclave from Agenda to Action, Meeting New Expectations. We'll be starting the program in a few moments from now. Still a few minutes to go to start the program. Meanwhile, for those of you who are just joining us, may I request you to please kindly take your seats. Opportunity of thanking KPMG in India, our knowledge partners, and our associate sponsors, Kevin Care, RP-Sanjiv Goenka Group, Uflex Limited, Yes Bank, and our international partner, Nutshell Forum. We shall be starting the program in a few minutes. Thank you. Which aims to become a milestone in the organization's journey thus far. The theme of the inaugural conclave is From Agenda to Action, Meeting New Expectations. An opportunity to examine the challenges, to change and to identify ways to turn agenda into action. The conclave is being chaired by Mr. Sanjiv Goenka, past President AIMA and Chairman RP-Sanjiv Goenka Group, KPMG in India are the knowledge partners. India has its first clearly mandated government in 3 decades, and expectations are high. The new government won the mandate on the promise of rapid development and effective governance and has started many programs such as Make in India, Skill India, and Digital India to energize the economy. However, to meet the unprecedented expectations, industry too has to help in creating conditions that allow radical economic reforms and pro-growth regulation. Both the government and the industry need to act on their respective agendas quickly, as the window for meeting the expectations is finite. This conclave aims to create a thought leadership platform which will bring together key ministers and lawmakers from the union, CEOs, scholars, thought leaders, and management experts for a constructive dialogue on the way forward for the Indian economy. The conclave aims at charting key strategies for a bold new future by bringing together various stakeholders to share, deliberate, and generate breakthrough ideas to push policy and investment momentum for fostering socio-economic growth of the nation. We are privileged to have a most distinguished lineup of speakers, dignitaries, and a very eminent audience. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall start the program shortly, and may I request everybody to put their mobile phones on silent mode to avoid any distraction to our speakers and to the audience. Getting on with the agenda for the day, for the inaugural session, Let me invite on stage Mr. H.M. Nerurkar, President AIMA and Chairman, TRL Krosaki Refractories Limited. Mr. Sanjiv Goenka, Conclave Chairman and Chairman, RP-Sanjiv Goenka Group. Mr. Sunil Kant Munjal, Vice President AIMA and Joint Managing Director, Hero Motocorp Limited and Chairman, Hero Corporate Services Limited, and Ms. Rekha Sethi, Director General, All India Management Association. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the dignitaries on stage with a huge round of applause. We have a very special guest in the audience today, the Honorable Minister from Pakistan, Mr. Zubair. May I invite you, please, to join us on stage for the lighting of the lamp. May I now invite the dignitaries to light this traditional lamp and mark the inauguration of AIMA's first National Leadership Conclave. Thank you. I now request Ms. Rekha Sethi, Director General AIMA, to present her introductory remarks.
Mr. Nerurkar, Mr. Sanjiv Goenka, Mr. Sunil Kant Munjal, distinguished guests, our friends from Pakistan, a very warm welcome to you all at the AIMA's first National Leadership Conclave. We are missing a keynote speaker. As you can see, our chief guest for today, the Defense Minister, has, unfortunately for us, has been called by the Prime Minister. There's a cabinet meeting. So we haven't been able to do our normal magic trick and get someone else also because they're all at the cabinet meeting. But to make up for that, we have three industry stalwarts in our midst today. Mr. Sanjiv Goenka, Chairman of the Conclave, Mr. H.M. Nerurkar, President AIMA, and Mr. Sunil Kant Munjal, Vice President AIMA. And it would only be right that they set the tone for the conclave before we continue with the other sessions. A very warm welcome to all on the dais. Thank you for being with us. I'm also delighted to welcome the delegation from Pakistan led by the Honorable Minister for Privatization, Mr. Mohammad Zubair, and organized by Asfar Ehsan, who we consider very dear friends of AIMA. A warm welcome to them and the entire delegation. I also welcome Professor Solomon Darwin from the University College of Berkeley, with whom AIMA has built very close relations in a very short time. It is now my privilege to introduce the conclave and to share the thinking behind this initiative to you. As the apex management body in the country, it is AIMA's mandate to create opportunities for dialogue among the decision makers and thought leaders of the country. The objective is to generate new, better ideas for making the country more productive and progressive. This conclave takes AIMA leadership development agenda to another level. While AIMA organizes many national and international conferences on specific economic and management issues, this conclave gives us an opportunity to focus on the bigger picture. In this time of great change, we felt the need for a platform for open and direct dialogue between the industry and the government. Such dialogue will allow shared decision-making and boost the collective efforts of the government and industry to make India a stronger and better country. During the past year, we had a government with a new pro-growth mandate, and the government declared a slew of programs to transform the country. Its agenda excited both industry and the international community and created new expectations about India's future. However, it has not been all smooth sailing. The political consensus on economic issues still eludes us. There are still areas of economic policy that require a broader public buy-in to implement the new agenda. The industry is raring to invest but wants to see faster progress on the implementation of the stalled projects, and foreign investors want more liberal investment and taxation norms. In this conclave, we will focus on the achievements and challenges of the government and look at the industry's responses to the change in the business climate. Turning agenda into action and meeting expectations will be the running theme across all discussions. I'm confident that the conclave will produce exciting discussions and allow better appreciation of the efforts of the government and industry to achieve positive change. With these words, may I now invite the AIMA President, Mr. H.M. Nerurkar, to deliver his welcome address. Thank you.
Thank you and good morning. Mr. Sanjiv Goenka, Conclave Chairman, Mr. Sunil Munjal, Vice President AIMA, Rekha, distinguished guests, and special welcome to the delegation from Pakistan. It's my privilege to welcome all of you in the opening session of the AIMA National Leadership Conclave. I would especially like to thank Mr. Sanjiv Goenka for conceiving this idea and then putting this together so that we could all enjoy the fruits of his imagination. I extend a special welcome to our guests from Pakistan. We are privileged to have a delegation of government and business leaders from Pakistan, led by Minister of State and Chairman of Privatization Commission of Pakistan, Mr. Mohammad Zubair. Let's welcome him again. As you know from the description of his job, he has a very difficult job to do. Pakistan is also going through economic transition, and its government has its own challenges in converting reformist agenda into action. Honorable Minister, I am sure that you will find this conclave quite relevant to the change that you are trying to make in your own country. A warm welcome to you once again. This conclave, the first of its kind organized by AIMA, is dedicated to finding ways to convert great agenda into effective action and meeting new expectations of the people. We need to be thought partners and support implementation for speedy progress of our nation. There has been a dramatic turnaround in the economic sentiments of the country and also the image of our country outside India. The previous pessimism has given way to great optimism, and the country has been trying to launch into a new phase of economic freedom and high growth. The government has itself set an ambitious agenda to transform the country, and the industry has great plans for domestic and global expansion. However, the pace of change on the ground could be faster. I know many of us are Still little disappointed, but perhaps we expected too many things too soon for the kind of situation we were in. The political and the economic dynamics have been challenging, and it has not been easy to introduce the sweeping changes. Nevertheless, ways have to be found to overcome the challenges and build momentum for change. Perhaps there is a need to build a greater public support for the reformist agenda and recalibrate implementation. Ultimately, change is not achieved through great ideas, but through great implementation. The change is not achieved through great ideas, but its implementation what is most important. So quite frankly, we have only two options. One is keep on lamenting about the problems, slow speed, etc., and do nothing about it, or have a very positive attitude, be enthusiastic, join the change program, and make it happen. And I think the choice is clear, the second one, which is we have to make it happen. Commendably, the government has put in economic growth first in its priorities. It has sent clear signals that it is committed to making it easy to do business for everyone. The existing industry, the big industry, the startups, and the foreign multinationals. It has also set high priority for capacity building programs, and I'm very happy to see Dilip here, who will sometimes, who as you all know, is heading our efforts to improve the skills in the country, and of course the digital India. It is fortunate that the economic conditions have also improved thanks to lower energy prices and lower commodity prices and the cascading effect it has on the other prices. That gives a bit of a room for more fiscal and monetary actions. Simultaneously, there is some improvement in the Western economies, especially the actions taken in Europe, and US is still doing reasonably well. India can take advantage of these twin trends by attracting more foreign capital in production and exporting more to recovering economies. We in the industry and the government must seize this moment to make our economy fundamentally stronger. In fact, the government could lead private investment by rapidly implementing big ticket projects in infrastructure and urban development sectors. Time is of essence, and India needs policy and investment action that is commensurate with its agenda and quickly. This conclave is a great opportunity to exchange ideas, build consensus on economic agenda and its implementation. I welcome everybody once again, and I hope that you will enjoy yourselves at the conclave and actively participate during the proceedings. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Nerurkar. I now take the pleasure of inviting Mr. Sanjiv Goenka to deliver the theme address.
Adarniya Mantri Mahoday, dignitaries, friends, let me add my own warm welcome to each one of you. The idea of the conclave was really to create an opportunity to have an interaction, to have a purposeful dialogue, to relook, refresh the approach to national issues. It coincides with the government's completion of 1 year in power. There are high expectations. There is a new agenda. There is a new vigor. There is new excitement. The youth, investors, the international world, all are excited. There is a change of India's image in the world. India's economic growth is back in the high orbit. The current account deficits are down. Fiscal deficits are set to drop. Inflation rates are going down, and we hope interest rates will soon go down. The country's credit rating has improved. The charismatic Prime Minister has reached out to many, many nations and re-rated India. The civil service is energized. Make in India, Swachh Bharat, Digital India, Jan Dhan Yojana, Skill India, Smart Cities are all ideas meant to create transformational movements. They are not just policies, but they're actually revolutions. Yesterday they announced this huge road construction plan, which will transform the way goods are carried and people travel within the country. There has been a fair degree of transparency which has been brought in. Coal, spectrum. These are all good, strong and positive moves. It's been a great beginning. But we have to, and we must, as a nation, consolidate and grow. Create the environment, create the confidence, create the mood which helps to build a new India which is based on efficiency, transparency, ease of doing business, and clarity. I'm sure the next day and a half will help in creating and recreating some of these thoughts. Once again, a warm welcome. All the very best.
Thank you, Mr. Goenka. I now take the pleasure of inviting Mr. Sunil Munjal to propose the concluding remarks.
Morning, and let me first welcome all of you to this session and thank both Hemant and Sanjiv for setting the tone for the day. Zubair Saab, Asper Ehsan Saab, Professor Darwin, ladies and gentlemen, why is there a need for a discussion on leadership? We often hear this term, in fact, Sanjiv just used it, that India seems to be on a new trajectory. So what do you need to ensure our plans actually fructify, that we do get to where we would like to, and that we can sustain this growth? There is no lack of desire. There is also no lack of the actual tools that you need to make this happen. But to ensure that we do get to do this, we need to ensure the leadership in all walks of life is well equipped, is in the right place, and is doing what needs to get done. This actually reminds me of a session we did in one of our companies, I'm thinking some 20 years ago, on a leadership program. And some of the people, when they walked into the room, were quite surprised to see the audience. We'd invited the presidents of the company, the general managers, the managers, many of the officers, the peons, and the guys who were cleaning the floor in the factory.